Trading. Trading. I want to get into trading. I just don't know how. What is trading? Where do you trade it? How do you trade it? When do you trade it? Why? Blah, blah, blah. Questions I always get asked. Today, my job is to break it all down from 0 to 100 for you guys to understand how to get into trading, what you are actually trading as far as the NASDAQ, the ES, how you can trade it, how you can leverage very little capital to maximize your gains. So please, if you're going to watch this video, bring a notebook, pencil, pen. You're going to need to take a lot of notes. So buckle the fuck up. You ready? This is your lucky day. I finally made the video you guys all asked for. What is trading? How can I get into trading? When do I trade? Why do I trade? When, where, what, who, blah, blah. All are going to get answered today. We're going to start with the very basics just for you guys. So what is trading? Trading is a process of buying and selling in financial markets to profit from price movements, right? So realistically, what do I trade most of the time? You guys know the market, obviously stocks, investments, blah, blah, blah. What I trade is the NASDAQ and ES. So what is the NASDAQ? The NASDAQ is the top 100 tech companies. You're probably watching me in one of those. You have an iPhone? Apple is under the NASDAQ. Tesla's under the NASDAQ, Google's under the NASDAQ, Meta's under the NASDAQ, what else? Facebook is Meta, Microsoft, all those are tech companies that are under the NASDAQ, right? The NASDAQ is pretty much the 100 tech companies into one, let's just say one stock, right? Then you have the S&P 500, which is the top 500 companies in the United States market into one, right? So if you buy a share of each one, right, you're buying one share of 500 companies and give or take, right? So these like S&P 500 would be like Costco, Disney, United Healthcare, Airbnb, all these names you already know, buy and purchase on things, right? You can trade them. But what you guys are going to be learning throughout this video is how to trade with very little capital as well. So what is trading? You're buying and selling positions. So mostly I trade NQ and ES, okay? So we're selling and buying positions. Selling meaning you're placing, saying, hey, I want the price movement to go lower. You're buying, saying, hey, I want the price movement to go higher, right? Pretty simple. There's a difference between investing and intraday trading. Investing, you're going to hold for long term, right? Months, years, whatever it is. I'm an intraday trader and an investor, but investor is a completely different side of things. Intraday is what I do daily, which is meaning I buy and sell positions within the same minutes, within 5 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour, 4 hour, but within the same day usually, right? So pretty simple as you guys see here, right? Open and close positions within the same day. Buy, you're going along saying the market's going to continue higher. Sell, you're shorting saying the market's going to come down lower, right? Cool. So now it's like, where and how do you trade? So like I said, I trade futures. So one of the biggest things in this market nowadays, you don't need a lot of money to really start off with trading because there's prop firms. Prop firms are essentially just companies that, give you an evaluation to see if you can become profitable. They give you money, essentially an account. They give you money to see if you're profitable. Once you pass that account, you get a funded account or live account and you split profits with them. Usually it's a 90-10 profit split. So to give you an example, right? The top companies I recommend is TopStep. I don't have any affiliation with them. They're just great. They're one of the best prop firms out there. Very reputable. Been in this game for way too long. You never have issues with payouts, right? Yeah, Lucid, you can use code JV, and Tradeify, you can use code JV as well. These are the top three, and to me personally, and to majority of everyone, it's the most reputable companies that you can get your money from, right? So what it is, it's like I said, it's an evaluation stage. The evaluation stage where you prove to them you're consistent, you have proper risk management, and you can become profitable, right? So the funded stage is like you already passed, you already proved to them, hey, I can become profitable. I am a good trader. I'm consistent. I can make you money and I can make me money, right? They all have different rules, right? Some are 5 days, some are 7 days, 10 days for payouts. It all just really depends how long it is. Now, the biggest thing about this, the biggest question I get is, okay, but how do they make money? Like it says, a profit split, right? Now, the biggest thing is if you fail this account, because let's say a 50K account, it's going to be, you have to make $3,000 within a $2,000 loss limit to show them your profit. So meaning you have to make 3,000. It doesn't matter 1 day, 1 week, 1 month. As long as you make 3,000, but don't lose more than 2,000 in total in 1 day, then you can get a funded account. You can start making money. What if you fail that account? If you fail that account, it's okay. Most of these accounts usually run for like $80 to $100. So if you lose that account, you don't owe them 50,000. No. You don't owe them 3,000. No. You don't owe them 2,000. No. You don't owe anything. You just pay the $80 or $100 that you paid for the account. So if you lose it, you just lose that. You can retry again, pay another $80, $100. So the way I tell people is like, why do I recommend prop firms compared to putting your own capital? Everyone thinks you need money in trading to make money. Yes and no, right? You can scale with these accounts. Like I said, you can start with $80, make it to a payout. Let's say you get to a payout. I'm gonna be realistic with you guys. I'm not gonna shoot you for the moon. Let's just say you get an account for $100. You get to 3K. You passed it. Now you're funded. Let's say in 5 days you get that funded to 5K, right? You can withdraw 50% depending if they have payout caps or not. So if you get it to 5K, let's say you're taking 50% of that, you're getting $2,500, right? And you're giving 10% to the company. They automatically take it, so 10% is $250. So realistically, you're getting $2,250 profit. So you paid $100 for this account. Now you made $2,200, give or take, right? So you just netted $2,100 in profit. So what I like to tell people is keep doing that, keep scaling, keep rinsing, because you just took $100 into $2,000, right? So what can you do now? You can buy 4 more accounts with that same firm and have up to 5 accounts, and you can make the same amount of money times 5, right? And that's how you scale into different prop firms, more like getting 5, 10, 15, 20 accounts. So let's say when you start making, $100 days, you have 20 accounts, you're realistically making $2,000 now instead of just $100, right? So that is why I tell people the best time to get into the trading now, it's now with these prop firms, because it's very, very little capital, but most importantly, it's like a stepping stone. It's like you're dipping your toes in the water. You're seeing if you can even do this, seeing if this is for you, and all you're risking is $80 or $100 for this account, but you get $2,000 to play with. Compared to if you're to go put $2,000 of your own money, you're trying to learn this in the process of all this, you're going to lose the $2,000 anyways, right? So why not buy an account, start with this $80 or $100, so if it does go south, you only lose what you paid for the account. Like I said, $80 or $100. Does that make sense? So quick rundown, right? You buy an account for, let's say, $100. You got to get to a certain requirement, like I said, 3,000, right? And you can't lose more than 2,000. Pass it, fund it now. Anything you make from there, you can take 50% of it, depending on the profit. They all have different rules. Pretty simple, right? So like I said, now is the time to get into trading with very, very little capital to make a lot of money, okay? So let's go into trading platforms. There's a lot of different trading platforms in this, community. Like I said, the reason I recommend TopStep, I'm not affiliated with them, but the reason I recommend them to anyone that's a beginner, I want you guys to start off the easiest way possible without headaches. And what do I mean by that? Is their trading platform. So they use what's called Project X. It's super easy to use and super simple to look. So just to give you guys an example, this is Project X, this Tradovate. You see how it looks more complicated over here? More buttons, more things, like, what's going on? Simple here on Project X, it has a buy button and it has a sell button. Sell, like I said, you're placing a bet that's going to go down. You're just going to put how many contracts you want. You're going to press sell. If you're saying it wants to go up, you're going to press how many contracts first, then you can press buy. And once you get into this platform, you can play with it a little bit to understand how it works, right? Buying, selling positions, setting a take profit, setting a stop loss, scaling, trimming, all that, right? So this is why I recommend Project X and TopStep, because it's the only prop firm that has this platform to be able to use. So I'm not going to make any money from this not being affiliated with them. I just really want you guys to start off with the very, very simple basics and then start making money from there and work your way up. Okay, cool. Pretty simple, right? Now let's go into the why. Why do people trade, right? People want the freedom. You want to be able to trade anywhere. You want to be able to take vacations. You want to make more money than you currently are making. You want a flexible schedule. Maybe you guys are tired of, working all day long. Maybe some of you guys have kids. You want to spend more time with your kids. Just whatever reason it could be. And it's a limited potential. That's the biggest thing. And most importantly, trading, I'm going to tell you guys, trading taught me and gave me more than money. It gave me more of a different outlook of life, being able to enjoy life, being able to be thankful for things. So the biggest thing I tell people when they get into trading, it's everyone. That was me when I started. When I started trading, all I saw was money. Money. That's all I wanted. I was like Mr. Crab, right? And the biggest thing is the more you chase it, the further it's gonna get away from you. And then I started realizing, why am I really doing this? Yes, the money, but like I want the freedom too. I want to be able to do whatever I want, whenever I want, with whoever I want, without getting told, no, you can't go because you have to work, because you have to clock in. I want to be able to travel anywhere, and I want to be able to make money anywhere I can. And it's something that I'm able to do with trading. So you need to find your why. Why? And don't think you're going to get into trading, you're going to make money instantly, right? Within a month, 2 months. It usually takes 3 months plus. It took me 3.5 years. 3.5 years. I've been doing this for 8 years, and this is why I make these type of videos, why I make the educational content, so you guys don't have to take as long as I did to learn this, okay? So it's really up to you guys. Find your why. Don't chase the money. The money will naturally come, okay? Any questions so far? You have your notebook, pen, pencil, you're writing down notes, right? So find your why. Cool. Now, when do you trade? So NASDAQ and ES are the United States markets, right? So you have 3 markets if you're trading futures, right? So you have, or forex, whatever you want to trade, but futures is what I trade. You have your Asian session, you have your London session, and you have your New York session. 8:30 a.m. Central, it's you when I go live. That's when I trade the New York session. What I like to say is I'm trading a United States, stock index or whatever it is. I am going to trade it on the New York session time. Why would I trade a United States, market in a Asian session or something like that? So the market is open 23 hours a day for 5 days a week. They open at Sunday 5 p.m. Central, and Friday they close at 4 p.m. Central. So know your times, know your sessions, okay? Here's a little screenshot you guys can have, so you know the times they open, they close, and all that, right? So that's really good for you guys to have. So what tools do I use to trade, right? I know it may sound simple. Oh, this sounds easy. I can do this. That's everybody's mindset, right? So first things first, I always recommend TradingView. Why? I'm not affiliated with them. It's just something I love. I like using TradingView because it's very simple to use and I have alerts. So for instance, TradingView is where I go to chart up my chart. For instance, here I draw my levels. I can just click it, set alert. So meaning I don't have to sit here and watch the chart. If it comes down here, it will notify me. It'll send a message to my phone, my PC, whatever it is, to tell me, hey, what's going on. But most importantly, it helps me stay away from the trading platform so I don't force trades. And I'm just looking at here to see if there is a setup, right? So that's TradingView. I already explained TradeAvate. I already explained Project X to you guys. Those are the platforms where you can execute your positions, buy or sell. Discord, right? This is where I go live. This is, obviously a paid service, but you guys can join the live TikToks 2 times a week, or you guys can sign up for Discord. I trade live. My mods alert for me. I do live overviews, live recaps. Overviews are pretty much like right now. I just did one. I'm preparing you guys for the next day. We're charting up from scratch, seeing and plugging. What could possibly happen tomorrow. What's the theory for whether upside or downside? What are we looking at? Blah blah blah. What news happened today? Connecting all the dots and making a plan. Right. So the way I like to say it's plan to trade and trade the plan. So we plan to trade at night and we trade the plan in the morning. Right. Economical calendar. You always want to be keeping up with what news are about to release, whether it's pre-market, whether it's earnings, whether it's when the market closes and all that. We also have that in our Discord, so you don't have to pay other services for that. We have a channel in our Discord where it pretty much tells you where the news are at, where we alert and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. The strategy I use, you may be thinking, okay, well now how can I trade? Like what do I need? You need to find a system, you need to find a process, and you need to find a strategy that works for you. I used to go from strategy to strategy thinking, oh, this strategy didn't work, this strategy didn't work. It wasn't a strategy the whole time. I did some reflecting. It was me. I was the problem. Why? Because I just wanted money. I was over trading, revenge trading, oversizing. I was the issue. It was never the strategy. So currently have a 90% win rate. We like to maintain a high win rate because we're very patient. If you guys take for today an example, the market just ripped. I didn't find an opportunity, so I just sat out. There's days that you have to understand you don't have to trade every day. If the setup doesn't present itself for you, don't trade it. Let it do what it wants to do and come back another day, So That's that. Like I said, 4-step strategy. This is all for free on YouTube. I have every single step of the strategy broken down in each video, and there's a video together where plugs them in together, how you use them. So now it is up to you to see if you're going to learn the strategy and watch the videos. I can't do everything for you guys, even though I feed everyone in my community in my Discord in a golden platter. So it's up to you guys. But yeah, all the videos are free on YouTube, like I said. Like I said, the Discord, live alerts, obviously we have a really good win rate. So we have amazing trades, live trading, live recording, watch list. Obviously we have a strong community. We have about 800 members. We have where people post their payouts. So you can, like I said, it's up to you guys. Yes, there's so much content. There's so much information out there for free. You just need to know what's right, what's wrong. It's better with a little bit of guidance. And I tell people all the time, I usually have free trials. You can try out, see if you can learn from me. But this video here is to tell you, can I learn from this guy? Do I understand what he just explained, the simple steps? If I can, let me see if I can learn his strategy, blah, blah, blah. Then if you like and you start making money, you could then sign up, obviously make a little more, blah, blah, blah. But let me show you guys the Discord now, see if you guys can see. So to show you guys the Discord, this is where I alert my options. This is where I alert my futures, right? Like the setups I'm looking for, what happens throughout the day. My mods alert for me, like the trade we took today, right? They'll alert and stuff like that. I'll post the economic calendars, news feed. Like I said, all the news, you guys will have it here. And then we have, where everyone posts their payout flex, like their payouts they recently got. This was today. This was yesterday. Like I said, it's pretty frequent. My members get payouts pretty frequent, so I can't make this up. But look at this, right? Pretty frequent payouts. The 31st, the 3rd, the 4th, recently. Profits and losses that everyone posts every day. Whether you win or lose, you'll post on here, right? Pretty nice. And then we have the lounge where everyone just kind of types and chats around, but so many things. This is why I live trade. And then this is where I post the educational content where you can watch the videos as well to learn, the strategy and all that. So like I said, Discord is like, if you want to advance, you want a little more guidance, you want to cut the learning, the learning curve, you want to cut it from years to months. The Discord is where you can go, but everything is completely for free here. You see this, you're watching this on this YouTube, so you see this here. Go watch this first. See if you like my video, see if you like me, see if you like my strategy, see if you like the way I speak and I explain things, then maybe you can learn and then you can sign up. But that is the what, when, where, and how much money do you need for trading is the biggest question I always get asked. You don't need that much money anymore with trading, which is what's crazy. You can do prop firms, guys. Just start with prop firms, start learning. You're going to lose $100 or $80 compared to losing thousands and thousands of dollars like I did when I first started. So everyone that messages me about trading, this is your video for you. How to do it, when to do it, why to do it, and what to do, right? I hope you guys learned something. I hope now this breaks down the trading, the whole trading from 0 to 100. Obviously, now you have to learn the strategy, and that's a whole nother process. But this is just the basics and simples of what trading is. How do you get into trading? What do you look for into trading? What can I use? What tools do I use? What platform do I use? And stuff like that. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate you guys like and comment. If you really watch this video through, please comment JV. I'd appreciate it. Other than that, peace out and see you guys in the next video.